Hello and welcome to Thaiger Bites. I'm Jay, and swiveling again on his chair is Tim Newton.
I've got a swiveling chair and I'm proud of it.
That's right. Thaiger Bites is where we get to address your comments and feedback from our shows on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram, as well as the Thaiger Talk forum on our website, and as well by email, where you can send us your video messages at bites@thethaiger.com.
What's that email address once again, Jay?
That's bites, B-I-T-E-S, @thethaiger.com. Now, we've got more entries in today, but I've picked just one for today, a really special one.
This is not a 20-second selfie. This is a complete production.
Yeah. Tim, however, how would they normally take a video? Could you just show them quickly?
Well, interesting you should ask, Jay. Yeah. Somebody actually said, why are you bothering to show people how to do a selfie? I mean, shouldn't they know? But there are some people out there who are perhaps technically challenged.
And that's okay.
If you have one of these things, any mobile phone bought in the last 5 years, you can turn it on its side, turn it into selfie mode, which uses the front camera, hold it up, arm's length. Oh, a message just came in. Government defends lèse majesté law. And then you just record it. 20 seconds is all you need, unless you're doing like the production we've got coming up. And just record any comments, any criticisms, your feelings about a particular story. It can be a bit longer than 20 seconds if it's really good. And then just send us your message to this email.
Right, bites@thethaiger.com. Here we go. This is the production we're talking about. This is a video message from Alan R. And here's his video.
Following reports of several competing news outlets attempting to hire Natty, the Thaiger has taken drastic measures to retain their superstar journalist. Allegedly, she is being confined here in the dark, damp basement deep below the Thaiger headquarters. Some may call this cruel, yet Natty, for whatever reason, appears to be in good spirits.
I'm Natty, and I'm here in front of my very own brick wall here at the Thaiger headquarters.
Well, firstly, wow, we'd like to deny that Natty is chained up in a basement. We're actually on the 17th floor.
Yes.
So the basement would be a long way from this. We don't have Natty chained up in a basement. Instead, she's chained to her desk.
Yeah.
So we should acknowledge that.
That's right.
But wow, I mean, thank you so much for going to so much amazing trouble. He's even got a Thaiger shirt.
Yeah, he does. He has a lot of Thaiger merchandise. Yeah, and the production value on that was absolutely amazing. Even the sound design, he added reverb to the sound to make it sound like he's in a dungeon. I mean, Alana, I don't know if you were into film production or maybe it's someone helping you out.
But wow.
Amazing work. I mean, wow, that was amazing.
We should stress, though, that we don't expect that level of professionalism in your message. Just hold the phone up and for 20 seconds, 30 seconds, send it in, and we'd be delighted to play it, no matter what you've got to say. You can even rag Jay and me. Everybody else does. So go for it.
All right, let's start with my first comment here today. We were talking about online hate yesterday regarding YouTubers and some of the things that we have to deal with. A lot of you commented supportive comments, nice comments, and here's one comment from Menno, some words to think about. He says, Jay, you need to realize that only hurt people hurt people.
Yeah, there were also, so we read the comments, and some people were saying, well, if you don't like the heat in the kitchen, get out. In other words, if you are not up to the commentary and the criticism, well, just don't worry about it. We don't mind criticism. We don't mind fair commentary. We don't mind people disagreeing with what we're saying or even correcting us when we get things wrong, as we do sometimes. It's just the nasty, silly stuff that I think is just totally unnecessary, and you simply wouldn't say it to our face.
And here's
the stuff.
Yeah, and here's a note. Maybe stop giving heat so then we don't have to take it.
Oh, we don't mind a bit of heat.
No. I mean,
that's why we live in Thailand.
No, because you know those people who say, like, if you don't mind the heat, then get out of the kitchen.
Yeah.
How about stop spreading heat in the first place?
The animator says, it's amazing how Thailand has gone from a shining beacon of security from COVID to a sad example of government corruption and indifference to the health of its people. Kind of reminds me of the USA under the orange clown we had in the White House. Well, I think the animator is probably showing his colours, but I'm not sure if the Thai government is a sad example of government corruption and indifference to the health of its people. That's why they have so many restrictions to try and protect the health of its people. And it's also got a universal health scheme, which means that every Thai person has access to adequate public health. So I sort of disagree with you, the animator.
All right. Tootsie Bitter says, Jay seemed surprised that Americans may choose the Philippines over Thailand. Because of their shared history and the fact that English is much more widely spoken, that makes communicating much easier. Thank you for your comment, Tootsie. Firstly, I wasn't generally surprised. I just didn't know which one they preferred. It was just a question I was asking. Tim, I'd like to ask you this question. Does it matter to you that when you're traveling, it would be easier for you to communicate in that country, or do you actually travel to get yourself uncomfortable?
Well, when it comes to Thailand, if you are living in, say, Phuket or Bangkok, and I spend a lot of time in both those locations, English is fairly broadly spoken to a degree whereby you can sort of get by and get around.
Yeah, the big cities, Chiang Mai.
Sure.
Yeah.
And the touristy zone, especially in like Pattaya, would be much the same.
Yeah.
If you start to go a little bit out of town to Udon Whoop Whoop and to I don't know, Trat and other
Korat.
places sort of a bit further out, you're going to struggle if you are trying to communicate with people because very little English will be spoken.
Local
or any
people
other
on the streets, like walking
Sure.
about. Yeah.
Now, you can get very good at using your arms and doing charades to try and describe what you're trying to do. In fact, I think that is a program.
People are very nice here.
Thai charades.
Thai charades, that's the program. Tiger charades.
We're going to do that one day. But Thailand I came to not because of the fact that I'd be struggling with things. I came here for the food and for the weather, for the lifestyle, for the cost of living, for the opportunities that were presented to me at the time. So, I think if you really want to sit and communicate with people, it's sort of up to you to learn their local lingo. I've tried to learn Thai. I admit that I'm stupid. I continue to try, but I've sort of maybe given up. You're lucky that you sort of grew up speaking Thai, so you can speak 2 languages very well.
Yes.
Can you speak Hindi?
Yes.
3 languages. Well done for you. Oh,
Right.
well, I'm amazed and astonished.
Thank you. Right, next comment.
Oh, from me.
Yes.
Canadian says, I would like to ask the Thaiger, why aren't our comments being answered, which is not very polite on your part? Well, okay, how many people are in this office? I don't know, about 15 or so? Mm-hmm. And then we've got our Thai writing team, our English writing team. We get on emails, on Tiger Talk, on YouTube, if you add them all together, we get up to 1,500 or so comments every single day. It would be impossible for us to answer those, apart from the fact that many times we simply don't have the answers. We do our best to acknowledge your comments in various programs, but we will never, ever, ever get to all your comments. So we appreciate what you're asking, Canadians, but we're unable to answer every single question. But I've at least acknowledged yours. Hope that helps.
Sorry. Okay, A. Grace says, Tim J, stop living in dreamland and listen to this guy that says how it is at present. I think A. Grace is talking about Forrest Lee, who was on our show yesterday, talking possibly about the current situation in Bangkok. Forrest thinks that people should wait before they come to Thailand. We think it's the reopening and it's the perfect time to come to Thailand if that's what you want to do. Thank you.
That's why we have people like Forrest on the show, a different point of view. And
right.
we were really happy that he came in yesterday. He will be back again next Wednesday online from Chiang Mai. So we're very happy to have him on the program.
That's right. And A. Grace, the only thing I'd like to say is that you do you, sir or madam. However, I will continue to dream. Dare to dream.
Stuart Ritchie says, think we might need a few more solar farms to provide all the electricity for all those new electric cars he promised would also be coming to the country. A story on Thailand News Today yesterday read by Jet about the huge, I think it's the biggest in the world, solar farm.
That's right.
A hybrid solar hydro farm, I think it was.
Yes.
And yes, electric cars are increasingly a thing in Thailand, and they're going to have, I think, quite a few new ones manufactured here in the country over the next few years. My new car is an electric car. Well, no, it's a hybrid electric car.
Yes. So you're half saving the planet.
You've got a
hybrid
car as well.
That's right. Save the planet.
Yours
Woo!
cost a lot more than mine.
Curtis.
Just saying.
Just saying. Curtis says, question for Jay and Tim. If foreign tourists are vaccinated, have a PCR test 72 hours before they depart for Thailand and another upon arrival, why are there 20 people to be found with COVID upon arrival? All the testing does nothing. Well, they found those 20 people because of the testing.
That's right. Surprise, surprise. Also, we know with COVID that it has an incubation period of up to 14 days. So you could go undetected and then be detected in the time between when you leave or to have that test before you leave and arrive in Thailand. So that's why they do the testing, to try and catch those people with COVID that is either asymptomatic or it hasn't fully developed at that stage.
Yeah.
We're not epidemiologists. We're just passing on the information
We're
as
not?
we know it. I'm definitely not.
Oh, okay.
I can't even spell epidemiology.
I'm not even going to bother pronouncing it. Right.
Alexander Mayer, who waxes lyrical often with his long 1,000-word dissertations, but
Alexandre.
we've abbreviated it somewhat. Countries that want to donate vaccine to Thailand are being thwarted. Thwarted? The train wreck that is Thailand. You cannot both play the victim and then exhibit pride in not taking the handout because the donor did not file the right paperwork. Again, this is a story, a bit of an ongoing story in Thailand where some vaccines are being donated to the country and there are complications with paperwork. And let me say that if you do want to live in Thailand, especially if you want to run a business in Thailand, you better get used to problems with paperwork.
All right. Next comment here is from Philip, who says, I would like to challenge Natty on predicting a weekend of English Premier League matches. Philip, I have actually slightly kind of passed on your message. I asked Natty if she was interested in sports, to which she promptly replied, no. However, the reason I chose this topic is to foreshadow another show that we will be working on. Hopefully on Fridays and Mondays, we will be having a sports-themed show where we will be talking about all the main sports that will be happening on the weekend, including the Premier League. And
Thai sports as well?
Yes, Thai sports as well, and international sports, including F1, football, tennis, whatever they may be. Thai football, Thai sepak takraw.
Lacrosse?
No, definitely not lacrosse.
Oh.
Yes, because let's be honest, nobody cares.
Tiddlywinks?
Is that a sport?
What's the curling? I want to know all about what happens in the world of
Just make that up.
curling.
Anyway,
Curling?
So yeah.
I love curling.
Yeah, it's like an Olympic sport. Everybody only watches it during the Olympics. Let's be honest. Nobody cares normally. But yes, I will try to. I will be trying to do the show. We will be having special guests as well and talk about sports. So anyone of you who are interested,
Synchronized swimming?
definitely not. So yeah, Philip,
It's an Olympic
stay
sport.
tuned. I would love to ask Natty and myself to challenge you to get some predictions for the events on the weekend. So stay tuned for that show.
Dave Gilmour says, so this is more about the paperwork. So the USA getting fed up with Thai paperwork. They can join the queue with the rest of us. SA says, if thousands of Thais are jobless looking for income, why the need to bring in labour from another country makes no sense.
Right.
This is a good point. Actually, the unemployment level in Thailand is not that high. There has been a lot of pressure put on unemployment with COVID-19. But as things ease, people will sort of gravitate back to those jobs, we imagine. But when it comes to the migrant labour, there are some jobs that, for whatever reason, Thai people don't sort of like doing in the food processing, in the construction industries. And it has relied very heavily in the past on both Cambodian and Burmese labour. So there has been a problem over the past few years with the COVID-19 restrictions, border closures. Now, yes, it's a very good point. Why don't Thai people do those jobs? But for whatever reason, they don't seem to like doing those jobs and have relied on migrant labour.
All right. Comment here from LPG Man 888 who says, Jay needs to get Segway to sponsor the show. His favorite word of the day. Isn't it ironic he has a degree in film production? Maybe better behind the camera. Savage. Love the comment. Yes, I do have a degree in film production, and believe it or not, that's how I started working for the Thaiger, didn't I? I used to work behind the scenes in the production, and
I mean, you started as the cleaner.
yeah.
Then you sort
You've
of
got to
moved.
work your way up.
Yeah.
Fresh
But
young
you were a
graduates from
shocking
film
cleaner.
school get nothing.
You're a shocking cleaner.
Yeah, so I got promoted for being shocking at cleaning. Do something bad enough, they'll give you a new job.
That's how I got here.
Yeah, LPG man. However, yes, thank you for your comment. We do have a lot other shows where I'm not in front of the camera. So yes, we have a whole team behind all the shows. Believe it or not, there is some planning and work that goes behind it. I did not know what Segway was until you told me what Segway is. I do use that word a lot, especially on Good Morning Thailand, but I would never take Segway as a sponsor because we have the best sponsor, which is Coffee Culture.
What can we say?
Thank you, Coffee Culture, for sponsoring the show. You can buy these beautiful mugs at coffeeculture.asia. Click the link in the description below for a 10% discount.
What was that website again?
Coffeeculture.asia.
Thank you very much. I'll just make a note here.
Yeah.
Segway. I've ridden a Segway. Obviously, you haven't.
Oh.
You see them at airports around the world. The people, they get on them, they hold the handles and they stand on it. It's got the two big wheels and you lean forward or lean sideways and it goes in that direction. It's a very, very clever piece of equipment.
Yeah.
So I think they've gone out of business.
Have they? Oh, no.
Well, I think other people sort of stole the technology and sort of, and the original,
hoverboards.
the original makers, well, it's not quite hoverboards. They've got the wheels.
Oh, okay. Do they have only one product?
I don't know. Segway was sort of famous. It was they may have had different models, but you sort of hold the handle and you lean forward, and it takes a little bit of getting used to. You lean backwards and it goes backwards, and you.
Oh, cool.
Niklas Paulsson says, if Thailand wants to become carbon neutral and an industrialised country, then it's time to start building nuclear power plants.
Okay.
Thanks, Nicholas, for the suggestion. I would say in some ways that Thailand already is an industrialised country in that it's got a very strong manufacturing sector. In fact, the biggest export in Thailand, it's not tourism, it's cars. So, it's probably already there. As far as nuclear plants is concerned, there's no nuclear energy in Thailand. There's no uranium. They'd have to import it. Most of the electricity in Thailand is hydro. I think there's a bit of coal as well, and they import a lot of the power from Laos, which is a hydro hub.
I have no idea about this topic, so I'm going to quickly segue into my next comment.
A Segway?
Yes. My last comment for today. Sah Praphaphorn says, ignore and block all the haters. It's the only way to get rid of them. Anything else is just a waste of time and positive energy. Thank you for that comment, Sah. I shall take your advice and use this positive energy for the rest of the day and for tomorrow and the weekend. So thank you. I've got nothing but love for all the haters out there.
Right. I've got hate for the haters. Forrest was interesting, his response yesterday, saying ignore them and block them, or block them and ignore them in that order. We don't do that. We block some people if they say something really outrageously offensive or defamatory or something that could get us into legal trouble, sorry. But we do tend to leave a lot of the other stuff there because that's sort of the YouTube world, and we do acknowledge that is part of the game.
Yes.
I'm finished.
I'm finished.
I'm done.
Those are all the comments. Wow.
Yep.
On point today. All right. We hope you've enjoyed today's show. If you do have any comments, please leave them in the comment section below. As well as if you're interested in shopping, by the way, you can click the link in the description. Today is the 11th of the 11th, which is a special day for shopping.
Very big.
Up to 90% discounts on Lazada. So, click the link in the description below if you want to buy a swimming pool. A washing machine.
What was the last thing you bought on Lazada or Shopee?
I believe it was 10 pairs of socks because I could. It was on sale. I think I paid something like 150 baht for 10 pairs of socks.
And you're wearing a pair today.
Yes, I am.
You like those short
Yes.
socks? It's
the ones the hide that I'm wearing sucks. But it depends because it depends on the shoe so that it goes with your outfit. Believe it or not, there's a lot more clothes under the shirt. Thankfully.
You're a real shoe Nazi.
Oh, I
know.
love my shoes. Yeah.
But yeah, wearing
Sneaker.
sort of longer socks in Thailand can be a bit uncomfortable.
Yes, it's hot.
The last thing I bought on Lazada was some lights to go under my kitchen cupboards. But I did buy, as people have often talked about, a swimming pool on Lazada.
Are you a sneakerhead?
No, I couldn't give a damn about sneaker brands.
Do you wear your New Balance shoes because they're comfortable?
I just... But don't knock New Balance. They're a very reliable and good brand of shoe.
They're a dad brand.
And they're very welcome to be a sponsor of the Thaiger. Are they really a dad brand?
I've only seen dads wearing. No. Of course not. There's some cool sneakers from
Give
New
me
Balance.
some brands that are really cool.
That are really cool.
Yeah, cool brands.
I like my Air Jordans, so Nike, I'd say for now.
Okay. Air Jordan is a part of the Nike.
That's right. Michael
Empire.
Jordan's brand. That's
What
correct.
about these ones you wear often?
These ones are Yeezys.
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 That's a brand as well?
That is a brand from Kanye West, the rapper.
Okay.
They're from Adidas. No.
I'm feeling really
No love
old.
for the sneakers.
Really old.
And possibly from the viewers. I've alienated about 50% of the people. Anyways.
I wear Asics.
A what?
Asics.
What is that?
ASICS. You've never heard of Asics?
I have no idea what that is.
If you walk into any shopping centre in Thailand,
Yeah.
they've got Nike and Puma and Adidas and Asics. ASICS.
I've literally never. I thought that was a computer brand, what you just said. I have no idea what that brand is. But oh well, hey. Different generations,
I thought
different
you knew
styles.
about your shoes. I really thought.
It's not important enough for me to know. Anyways, that's it. That's the show. We hope you enjoyed it, and we will see you tomorrow.